A big win. That's how one attorney sees a ruling today from the Georgia Supreme Court concerning products like hair relaxers and potential links to health risks. Georgia law states that you have 10 years from the time you buy a product to file a lawsuit. But today, the state Supreme Court allowed some wiggle room here in that statute. 11 Alive Joe Ripley is live from the Nathan Dill Judicial Center in downtown Atlanta. And so, Joe, this ruling could potentially apply to hundreds of lawsuits right here in Georgia.
That's right, Ron. Hundreds of cases here in Georgia. And so these lawsuits, once put on pause, are now allowed to move forward against big companies like L'Oreal and Strength of Nature because of today's Supreme Court ruling.
Danielle Mason calls a Georgia Supreme Court ruling a win for her client, Kiara Burrows. Burrows says she used hair relaxers and other products for decades and was later diagnosed with uterine fibroids. Georgia law states you have 10 years from the date a product is first sold to claim liability. The legal debate was over when that clock starts if you repeatedly use a product.
Many of these women are very young, in childbearing ages, who have had to undergo hysterectomies, who will never be able to have children of their own, to have, a child that can look at them and call them mom. They've been robbed of that opportunity, all because of a cultural pressure to assimilate into society without judgment or prejudice or discrimination.
Burrows filed a lawsuit against L'Oreal and Strength of Nature after medical studies showed the possibility that her fibroids could be associated with the use of relaxers. That suit was put on pause until the Georgia Supreme Court ruled the 10-year time limit resets after each purchase. In a statement, L'Oreal said it was, quote, disappointed by the ruling, but we are pleased the Georgia Supreme Court made clear its decision does not relate to the cause of plaintiffs' alleged injuries. L'Oreal USA strictly follows all regulations, and its products are always subject to rigorous scientific evaluation of their safety. The company said the lawsuits against it have no legal or scientific merit. Strength of Nature, meantime, said it was confident its products were safe, and mentions of the company in lawsuits is unmerited.
Does money make these women whole? It absolutely doesn't. But it's also part of what, it's the language that these corporations understand. And if they are required to put their profits and their revenues in the way of making these women whole, then maybe it helps them make better decisions.
Now, today's court ruling not only applies to just hair care products here in Georgia, but other consumer products you might often buy. As a matter of fact, the companies being sued in this case officially have 10 days now to appeal the Georgia Supreme Court's ruling. We're live here in Atlanta. Joe Ripley, 11 Alive News.
Okay, Joe, thanks a lot. And this is an issue that 11 Alive's Faith Jesse has covered extensively as part of our damage control series. It examines the study's specific key findings about hair relaxers and why it can be hard for consumers to know all the ingredients in the products, along with the thousands of lawsuits filed across the country and the push for the FDA to approve a national ban.